What is good, everybody? Welcome back to Burbs Final Digest, where our music staff comes together and they answer some questions about an album that dropped. Okay, so this isn't just any album that dropped. This is the greatest artist in the living world that decided to release an album 1 week after his bitter rival did. Okay, so obviously Kanye dropped Donda last weekend. Drake replies with Certified Lover Boy. I just want to get some things out there before we dive into the questions. I just want to put out there first and foremost, okay? So Drake is so far gone and detached from reality, okay? He does not make music for people to relate to him because nobody can. Okay, so the only people that can really relate to Drake are people like Drake in their own professions. So like Steve Ballmer or Steve Jobs or LeBron James or Tom Brady. Those kinds of people, they can relate to Drake in some instances, but a lot of the ways they can't still, even in their positions. If you want somebody to relate to, then listen to your favorite local artist. Listen to somebody like Isaiah Rashad that deals with the same issues that we do, except on a greater scale, right? So I love those people. I listen to them consistently. I still have them deep in my heart, but for some reason, maybe it's because he's been doing it for so long and I've been such an avid fan for so long, I will not let go of Drake despite having nothing in common with him other than the fact that we both like Nike and LeBron. And that's pretty much it. Drake's music, it is for people with aspirations, ambitions, and to be the greatest in their own individual game. Now, I just realized that this really isn't a question at all, so I want to ask everybody, where do you currently stand on Drake as an artist? Has his detachment from our reality made your opinion of him dwindle or rise?
I don't know. It's hard to criticize the guy. I think he's in his bag. And I know people have been critiquing him for staying stagnant, but he's doing his thing. He's making his money. He's getting his streams, not bringing anything super creative to the table, but that's okay. It's Drake.
Yeah, personally, I think Drake's attachment from like 99% of the world's reality, it's something that really just makes his music more entertaining. I feel like it adds a level of luxury, I guess you could say. I know there was that exchange on Twitter this weekend where someone was complaining that, Drake doesn't touch on social issues enough, and someone else retorted that no one wants to hear about that type of shit from Drake. And I think that's definitely true. Drake isn't an artist, you listen to relate to or gain wisdom from. It's more of an artist you listen to have fun and get some like raw insights into how the rich and famous really live.
Opinion of Drake has definitely risen, just because it's like when you're doing something at such a high level for so long, it takes such commitment and persistence that it's like he's giving perspectives into his life of stuff that you're not probably going to relate to until you're at that level or near that level, or even just like you can't even comprehend or understand like the daily things he probably goes through, just because it's such at an elevated level that everything he does. So
okay, so what is your favorite song so far, my little lover boys? And what is your favorite Instagram caption lyric? We know how legendary Drake is for having just the perfect quotes under pictures, but he also incorporates them into his music. I mean, this is the guy that created YOLO. So what's your favorite song, and then what's your favorite Instagram caption?
Favorite song is Pipe Down, for sure. The singing Drake mixed with a soulful sample, nothing beats that. The Instagram caption worthy bar, I love you more than all of them put together on the same song. You can tell that's my favorite one.
So many favorite songs from the project, but it would have to be the top ones are In the Bible, Fucking Fans, Pipe Down, and You Only Live Twice. Get Along Better too. The best Instagram caption line, in my opinion, on this track is "You don't know who you're talking about, I put that on the Bible." Like, that's such a hard line to me.
Okay, so Drake clearly didn't hear any of your criticisms of Scorpion for it being too long, and thank fucking God he didn't, because if you're the type of person who wants less Drake, then that sounds like a you problem. Like, I don't know why we'd ever want to make Quentin Tarantino's next movie 42 minutes long. Anyways, how do you feel about the length? It's 21 tracks. I believe it comes in right under an hour and a half. I think it's like an hour and 24 minutes or something like that. How do you feel about the length?
Yeah, I know, on our music staff, this is a topic that we've debated pretty often. I understand the appeal of wanting as much music as possible from someone like Drake, even if he has, some misses. But personally, I would always rather have the more polished, concise product rather than the product that just wants to please as many people as possible and, get as many streams as possible, honestly. So yeah, I think if Drake kept CLB to the best, like 12 to 15 tracks, it would easily be one of his best projects. I mean, even at 21 tracks, it's still a quality album, but it definitely drags at some points throughout its hour and a half.
So how I felt about the length of the project, I personally don't mind when Drake drops long projects just because I'm a huge Drake fan, so I always go back and listen to his old projects like all the way through, and I always end up catching a song that I didn't maybe like or enjoy as much as the other tracks, and I end up getting like obsessed with it and listening to it over and over again. So when he releases these long projects, they have a lot of replayability for me, especially going back and finding old tracks. And also, like, I'm a person, like, I don't skip around and make playlists. Like, I listen to projects all the way through. So with this, it allows me to, find new tracks and have constant new Drake content that I don't listen to, because I listen to an album all the way through, find my favorites, listen to those obsessively, and then go find other favorites and do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of filler, but that's okay, because Drake has operated that way for the past 2 or 3 albums. He's rap's best start player, which is fine, because there's some songs on there that I'm going to be playing for a really long time. There are only a few of them. He's throwing darts, and a few of them are going to hit the bullseye, and those ones that hit and make us forget that he dropped a whole 21-song album. And that's okay. Again, I'm not going to knock the guy for it.
Okay, number 4, give me your favorite feature and the feature that you think has been the most overlooked thus far. There are plenty of features on here, not as many as on Donda, but quite a few. So which one is your favorite thus far, and which one do you think is flying under the radar the most?
My favorite feature on this project is definitely Rick Ross. Whenever Drake and him connect, it's always a hit. I think the most underrated or under the radar, I don't even know if it's under the radar, but I think Thames did a great job. I love that song. I think her vocals are incredible.
Favorite feature, it was her song, Yebba's Heartbreak. Without a doubt. Splits 2 great songs in half, No Friends in the Industry and Pipe Down. Splits those ones down the middle. It's a piano ballad, Drake's really good at interludes. Skepta interlude on More Life, this one, and then I'm sure there's more. I could rattle them off, but those 2 come to mind. Yebba is my favorite feature.
Honestly, I felt like there are really too many features to definitively decide who had the best one. But I think 21, Future, Travis, Dirk, Hove, and Rick Ross all had great performances. And even though I thought Girls Want Girls was probably the corniest track on the album, Baby's verse on that was still worth noting, in my opinion. And I think the most overlooked features were Kid Cudi and Yebba. I saw that Cudi's verse was very polarizing. It's not surprising. I feel like it goes that way with most stuff that he releases, given I feel like he's one of the most polarizing artists out today. But personally, I'm a huge fan of that track. Took a few listens, but it definitely grew on me over some time. And I also think that people haven't given enough love to Yebba. Her interlude track was beautiful.
Okay, last question. Drizzy has released 14 total projects in his career if you include Room for Improvement and Comeback Season. 12 of the other ones are available on streaming platforms. So where are you slotting in Certified Lover Boy amongst the rest of Drake's discography? Is it in the top 5? And then also, where do you hold it amongst the rest of the 2021 projects?
CLB is not better than Take Care. It's not better than Nothing Was the Same. It's not better than Thank Me Later. It's not better than More Life in my eyes. It's not better than If You're Reading This. I don't know, like 6 or 7, maybe? I think that's a fair spot. Well, it's not better than What a Time to Be Alive. That's probably closer to the bottom.
I honestly don't know how to rank this project. I love all of Drake's projects. Dark Lane Demo Tapes is probably my least favorite. I mean, in terms of like it being influential in his career, it's going to be lower, but he's at the point where it's like it doesn't matter what he releases anymore. Like everything is going to go crazy. Yeah, I mean, I can't rank this.